Be doing the World Cup 2026 predictions for Group F. So here we have Japan, the Netherlands, Sweden, and Tunisia. So with Japan, best team in Asia. Over the years, they've had the reputation as giant killers. In the recent friendly, uh, they've shown that the things they did in the past were not flukes, and they're going to continue doing that in the future tournaments. When they beat England 1-0. So can they do it against Netherlands? Yes. Um, I'm not gonna necessarily say that like it's an upset prediction for sure. I can only be a bit bold and give a bet like 2-1. Right? It's really hard to tell, but I think Netherlands is gonna suffer a loss in the opener. Maybe a 1-1 draw. Could Netherlands win 2-1? Yes, they are. They are favorites technically. They are a better side. Um, Virgil van Dijk still got it in him. Some of these Dutch players that we've seen in Europe throughout the years, things haven't changed and they've developed even more Dutch talents. You got Simon Gakpo. I don't think that Japan are gonna get away with this necessarily. I'm gonna say 1-1. Uh, Sweden, Tunisia. Tunisia sacked their coach after AFCON. They called up Khadira's brother, Rani Khadir, I think. There are some talents that are willing to represent Tunisia. There's actually a Tunisian that's representing Sweden instead. I forgot his name. But a lot of good call-ups for Sweden. Gyökeres, Isak hasn't had a good season with Liverpool, but he's in that squad. Some of these players they do better for the national team than at club level. So I think that this could also be a draw because Tunisia over the years have proven to put up a good fight and not back down that easily. Um, but I'm gonna go ahead and say 2-1 to Sweden. I think Sweden's actually gonna be at the top of the table in the opener. Um, Japan and Tunisia. Uh, this one's a bit hard. I mean, would Tunisia suffer a second blowout, after losing to Sweden? Are they going to lose to Japan? I'd actually like to say this, okay? And Japan has lost even when they had that, giant killing World Cup when they beat Spain and Germany. They beat Costa Rica 1-0. Costa Rica beat them 1-0 in the second match after that phenomenal match. Yeah, and I think they just leave it out there to beat Sweden 2-1. And Tunisia loses 2-0 against Netherlands. Okay. And then Netherlands Sweden is a 2-1. Sweden loses 2-1. So this is how the table can shape up, and it's somewhat realistic, although you'd expect Japan to get more than 4 points. You just can't help it. I think it's realistic because you're not making Sweden and Tunisia like 0 pointers or 1 to 2 pointers. You're giving them at one victory. This could be the group of death. Although I'm against the concept of group of death because in this tournament it's there's a lot of teams that are not big name and they can create results that you would not expect. It allows 8 best third places. I think like as long as it's not like Group G with like Belgium, Egypt, New Zealand, and Iran, a lot of these groups have similar levels of difficulty. Um, Although I think like Group, yeah, Group I with France, Senegal, Norway, and Iraq is a group of death. Maybe another group, but like that's the one at the top of my head that I would say is a group of death, and I'm gonna make a video on that too. But this is not that far. You got two solid European nations, and I know Sweden has been poor in the qualifiers, right? But a team like that can surprise in the World Cup. People don't know how they made it. People might be surprised when they see them make it even further. Maybe as a best third, uh, or not as a best third. But like Sweden could be 3 to 5 points. Japan could be 5 to 9 actually. Netherlands, same thing. So it's between Japan and Netherlands at the end date, and I'm not sure about this one. I mean, I could see I could see this too. Yeah, 6633 would make more sense, right? Where uh, to be honest, the system here is messed up as I said it again, because Netherlands is technically +2 goal difference and they scored more. They conceded the same amount. So Netherlands is actually first place and Japan is second place with the same points but lower goal difference. So it's Netherlands first, because you can see here it's a mistake. Netherlands first, then Japan, then Sweden is like a very borderline best eight, and then Tunisia is like a bad third place. And we see that with Tunisia did not make a mistake. Yeah, because I don't know why it does that sometimes, but this is actually realistic. I think Japan wins the opener against Netherlands. Sweden beats Tunisia. Japan suffers a shock loss to Tunisia, and then Netherlands beats Sweden to overcome that deficit. So then Sweden, who won 2-1, gets neutralized. Netherlands, who lost 2-1, neutralizes. So Netherlands and Sweden are pretty even at 3 points after match day two. Same with, yeah, same with Japan and Tunisia. They're all going to be at 3 points at match day two. And what happens is match day three, it all changes when Japan beats Sweden 2-1 and Netherlands defeats Tunisia 2-0. And that's when it becomes a 6-6-3-3 type of group. Competitive groups could end up like that. I've seen in the previous World Cup. So yeah, I I think I did not give enough context about these teams going into it. But yeah, this is my prediction for Group F, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.